Dan the man here, 100 videos in 100 days. How y'all doing today? I feel much better today. My knees feeling great. I've been taking my medicine, putting on this little ointment, etc., etc. You can find me at youtube.com, Webmaster Dan or Dan Land Pro. It's always a pleasure. I've appreciated the journey. Hey, we on episode 99. I hope you appreciated everything I had to share. Maybe you was inspired and motivated by something that I showed you or something that I demonstrated. We have so much more to give, but we definitely not getting ready to do another 100 videos in 100 days unless we so choose to do that at a later time. What I want to talk about today is staying on your grind. Not worrying about who clapping for you, not letting your ego or your arrogance get in the way as far as you're trying to do. Just set out and do it, regardless of how big or small. Now, we're not here to tell you how to make $1 million or how to run a small business, and we don't have all the secrets to the black problems in America and afar. We don't have none of those promotions and advertisements as far as the things that we normally hear and normally see on social media. I don't have big events for you. I don't have none of those things. What I'm here to say is that your personal goals, regardless of how big or small, you should have to focus on those, the concentration on those, because a lot of personal goals, regardless of how small, lead to bigger goals of accomplishment and achievement. I look at it like this. You can work as an individual or you can work on a team. But in either case, there should be no disruptions or obstructions from where you're trying to get to. And when you run into those difficulties, for example, my knee, you have to keep being tenacious and resilient and work through it. Now, I've been faced with death. I've been faced with a lot of different things in this 100 videos in 100 days, and I had to work through it. And that is the reason for it, to stay with your grind, to set your goal and go for it. If you say you're gonna write a poem, write a poem. You're gonna say you're gonna write a book, write a book. You're gonna start a business. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're gonna do, go do it. However, we don't want to just go along with the program or go along with what's popular, because if you go along with what's popular is usually, don't do that, it's not time yet. Hey, wait, man, you should wait. Hey, taxes high right now. Hey, inflation. Hey, people give you 100,000 reasons not to try this and try that. Well, why are you doing that? Well, yeah. And when you start getting into the explaining part, when you start getting into trying to justify what you're doing, you're gonna get thrown off your kilter. You're gonna get derailed, and you're gonna be sitting there like everybody else talking about what you could have did, should have did, might do, gonna do, what I'm finna do. Hey man, see, here's the deal. I look at people who we consider successful, regardless of how small or how big. And what I notice is, you know what their advice is? They just go do it. They don't. They all the way back to the discovery of electricity, discovery of the car, the Wright brothers, Benjamin Franklin. We can name them. No matter who it is, no matter who you name as far as inventors and radical, revolutionary people, innovators, they couldn't listen to the populace. They couldn't listen to the crowd, and that's regardless of how big or small. So that's just on that level of invention and innovation. And think about it when you go tell a friend or a family member or associate something that you're trying, and they really not clapping for you anyway. They're gonna disrupt and discourage you anyway. And they don't do it personally. It's not personal. It's, if you really look at a lot of people, they tell themselves that every day. They tell themselves they can't do it. They tell themselves all those reasons that it can't be done. You just different. You believe that it can be done and you go do it. And that's why people become entertainers. That's why people become athletes. That's why people write poetry. That's why people do the arts. That's why people innovate and invent and change things. That's why no matter what environment you're in, transformational change came about because somebody was radical enough or innovative enough to challenge the populace, to go for it, to see it and go for it. And when God puts his approval on it and bless you with the resources to do it, why would you listen to people who won't do it even if God blessed them with the resources? They discourage. I listen to see who's discouraging and who's encouraging. Look and see who's actually clapping for you, who's not clapping for you. So even though my 100 videos in 100 days, it's people that was clapping for me. It's people that encouraged me, inspired me, thanked me, sent me text saying, hey, I like that video you did, or I got something out of that. And then there are those that you can tell, they don't really appreciate what you're doing, but that's okay because it's God and you. Or if you're on a team, it's you and a team. Hey, stay focused, be on your grind, and continue to set your goals regardless of what they are. And stop listening to other people. I mean, I could tell you so many stories about periods and moments in my life where I listened to people and didn't really get nothing done. It's kind of like the story of the people that was in the wilderness for 40 years when their trip should only took them 2 weeks. And that's because they was all talking to each other about, well, we not gonna stick with God. We not gonna keep believing God. I mean, he dropping manna. He doing everything. He giving them a guide and everything to follow at night. He doing everything possible to lead them to freedom, to lead them to what they prayed and asked for, liberation from their oppressor and enslavers. And yet, that trip took 40 years. That shit took 2 weeks. And that's really us. That's been me before. And I know a lot of people that's been, and that is not my point. My point is that when we listen to the opposing, the complaints, just even when we being blessed with resources after resources, we still listen to the complainers. It's not time yet. Wait on so-and-so's approval. Wait on so-and-so's permission. Well, I'm one. I ain't waiting on nobody, because you know what? Like I said, the world is billions of years old. You're only here for a few decades. You're only here for a little while. You don't have time to wait on so-and-so's approval. The only approval you need is God and the vision that he designed and gifted you to have. And to wake up in the morning with that blessing and go for it. And that should suffice. Hey, my name is Dan Land Pro, 100 videos in 100 days, episode 99. Till next time, youtube.com, Webmaster Dan Land Pro. Hit that like and that subscribe button. We see you on episode 100. Peace.